Hello again, everyone. I'm here to share a recent fountain pen purchase from Esterbrook. I actually purchased this pen from a new pen company online that I had never purchased from before called Pen Boutique. They were really fast to ship. They had what I wanted, which was the important thing. They were one of the only shops that had exactly what I was looking for. So that was nice, and their prices were reasonable, and their shipping was free and fast. So I think there might be a limit on when you can get free shipping, but I can't remember what that is. This particular pen is what I would consider sort of a next level stainless steel pen. I will put a link below to my considerations for next level pens down at the bottom of this video. That's kind of a good primer on, what I'm thinking of next level at each different level when you go up. And this is a next level stainless steel nibbed pen. And it has a little something special going for it, which I will go into once we get into the pen itself. So it comes in this lovely Esterbrook box. It actually came in a sleeve over the top, just a little cardboard sleeve over the top, and then I slid that off. And then it also came inside with this really beautiful dusting cloth, and it has Esterbrook written on it. I have never purchased a modern Esterbrook pen, so this is a new experience for me. I've only purchased vintage Esterbrook pens, so this is new to me. All right, so I'll show you which one it is. Although the title of this video will give it away. It is an Esterbrook Estie in the lilac color with the gold trim. So I've actually already opened this and messed around with it and dip tested it and all of that. I left it in the box so that I could show it to you in the box. But when I took it out of the box, I'll tell you what happened. It's a whole story. So hold on a second. I'll show you this little box first, though. It's actually a very unique design. I've never seen this where it kind of expands so that you can get into there. And it's very nice and cushioned. And I just thought it's a really pretty case. I'll definitely keep the case. Okay. So, and it had a cartridge in there, but I actually have an ink set off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up today and then test it out for you. So what happened was I took this out, I opened the pen up, and this actually has a little bit of a spring action with the screw. So when you need to lock the cap on, you have to push it and then twist. And then when you undo it, it sort of pops off that way. So I had this posted and I was writing with it. And then I went to put it away, and I did some little number like this, and the cap flew off, although I think it's because I had not posted it securely. I think I was a little scared of damaging the coloring here. I turned around with the pen, the cap flew off, flew onto the floor, and now I have a tiny little scratch in it, which you can probably see right there. I was very sad, but pens are meant to be used. I don't always drop my caps on the floor, but it's just, I'm not going to be precious with my pens just because I think that they are designed to be used and I'm going to use them. So there was just a moment of disappointment when I found out I had already scuffed the pen clip, but oh well. But let me give you a little bit of a close-up here of this pen and its coloring. So I actually shot this video once before and had to stop and restart because my camera was not focusing, but now it seems to be having no trouble. So let's go ahead and get in here. Like I said, this is the lilac color in the Estie model. So it has this sort of bullet shape here, and there's like little bits in there, and they're all kind of shiny. It's really, really pretty. Let's actually give it a little polish. It's pretty well polished. I mean, it's fairly new already, but let's go ahead and polish it up just a little bit with the cloth. That works great. And it just it's really shiny and beautiful, and the camera is really not doing justice to all of the little facets that are in here and how they kind of catch the light. It's really, really pretty. I was a little bit torn between this one and the blueberry, but at the end of the day, this shade really won me over, and So once I decided on the shade, I was like, okay, I want the lilac, but I want it with the gold trim because I felt like that looked a little bit better. It also comes with sort of a stainless steel looking trim. And so then once I decided that, and I decided the particular nib that I wanted on here, which I will show you when I open this up, there were very few of them available. So, but I was able to find it at Pen Boutique, and it wasn't necessarily cheap, but it wasn't necessarily any more expensive than anywhere else. So the reason why this ended up being fairly expensive is because I paid extra for a custom grind nib. They actually, so this is sort of a custom grind mass market nib, if you want to say. So this is a journaler nib. And this was specifically ground by someone at Esterbrook. So this is a medium nib, and then it's ground down into sort of a little bit of a stub. So it gives your line a little bit of variation. And I saw some examples of people writing with this on YouTube, and I just thought it was really, really beautiful. Both the pen and the writing quality you could get from this particular nib, and so I really wanted this nib in particular. The nib added, I think, about $40 to the price of the pen because it is a custom grind. So, but to me, it was a little bit. It was worth it because that's what I wanted. I didn't want just the plain Esterbrook pen. So I'm actually going to cap that for just a second. Let me put this off to the side so that doesn't get messed up. What I'm going to put in here is the Sailor Manyo Nekoyanagi. There you go. That I'm going to put in here. I looked at a bunch of different purples that I have in my collection, and this one just seemed like it would be pretty perfect for this particular color pen. So I am going to go ahead and shake this up just a little bit. Open that up, get it ready, and I also have a paper towel off to the side here that is already really dirty from other media and watercolor, but I probably won't even show it to you actually. But I have it handy so that I can wipe off the nib, the excess ink on the nib. So I'm going to go ahead and open the back of the barrel here. And it has all these really nice gold accents, and then it came with a converter inside that says Esterbrook on it. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to go ahead and put the plunger down here. Get the ink in frame. I'm going to put that down below the ink line. I'm going to pump it a couple times just because I have not put any ink in here yet, although it looks like 2 times was probably plenty. We're almost to the top there with the ink. I'm going to wipe that off onto the side here onto my fairly dirty paper towel, but it's clean enough to get ink off of a fountain pen. What's really kind of nice is there's not a lot of places for ink to get into and little crevices down here and get stuck. So I appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to close that bottle up. I'm going to go ahead and put the back on. And I'm going to post it. So I'm going to post it a little bit firmly so that it doesn't fly off this time. And I have my Tomoe River A5 notebook back here. And let's see if I can find a page. Let's go ahead and put this on the same page as the Tatcha Spotlight. I'm going to put it down here on the bottom. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and then I'll position this accordingly so that you can see. Okay, so this is a little bit of an awkward writing angle, so I'm going to move that way. So this is, let me make sure we're actually good and going here. Yes, I think we're good. And you're actually going to see quite a bit of line variation amplified by the ink that I'm using. So let's go. I'm going to write cursive. Well, no, yeah, I'll write cursive first, and then I will put the ink name in block lettering. So this is an Esterbrook, and it feels really nice to write with as well. This is an Esterbrook Estie with a medium-sized journaler nib. Okay. Oh, and I didn't say that this is the Lilac with gold trim. And oops, I realize I'm off to the side there. So there you go. And then I'm going to write in block lettering that this is the Sailor Manyo ink Neko Yanagi. Okay. And so the line variation is subtle, but you are, it definitely adds to the writing, I believe. It's almost like writing with a very, very tiny stub, a very, very tiny stub nib. So I'm going to go ahead and write, you know, the classic, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And it's very smooth in writing, but you can actually hear it on the paper. I don't know if you can hear it. It does make a little bit of a sound on the paper, which you know, it's all part of the experience. I'm going to write in block lettering now. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, and then I'll show you up and down and then side to side. You can definitely see when I'm writing like this that there is definitely variation between the side to side mark and the up and down. So it really is kind of like a very small stub. And the from what I have read on this, and I'll put this up to the camera a little bit more so you can see it a little closer. From what I have read about this journaler nib is that this nib was designed to be a little bit more like the vintage writing nibs, which did have a little bit of line variation and sort of uniqueness to them when you write with them. So that was the idea. And I definitely think that this nib is worth it. I really like any nib that gives my writing a little bit of an extra flair, I guess you could say. But you can definitely tell that this is not a regular medium nib, that this is a small step. I'm just going to call it that. But the name of it is the journaler nib. So there you go. I just wanted to show that to you really quickly. The other thing is the Neko Yanagi ink is beautiful, and it's actually very legible for a lighter colored ink. I actually put this in another pen recently as well, and I loved it. So I was a little hesitant to put it in a second pen, but I think it's fine. I really like the color. All right, so I'm going to close this up. You're already a little zoomed in. I think I'll stay there and I'll show you that pen again. And then there's the beautiful case that it comes in. Comes in this beautiful red case, and then they give you this lovely cleaning cloth with it, which is quite handy given how shiny and beautiful the pen is. All right, so I think that's it for today. Feel free to like and or subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.